Hmm, what's this? No assignment. Let's see what it is. Revolutionary War character project? Let's see some people. George Washington did that. John Adams, meh. Benedict Arnold, pa. You called? What? You called? Um, I guess. Well then, let's get to work. Born January 14th, 1741, in Norwich, Connecticut. Benedict Arnold was quite the personality. He was at one point a brave, known military figure, but after some poor choices, is now known as one of America's biggest traitors of all time. So today, I'm going to tell you about him. The year was 1741. On the fine day of January 14th, baby Arnold was born to mother Hannah Waterman King and Benedict Arnold the second. Yes, that's right. You heard me. Benedict was the third, named after his father and grandfather's name. Ooh, I'll give an original name, a strong name, a amazing name. That will be Benedict Arnold. Later, after some hostility from the mighty colonial giant, the British Empire, had some disputes with a little-known colony in North America about some taxation and the lack of representation in Great Britain's parliament, causing some disruptions between the two. Made for some interesting fighting. Taking place at Lexington, our friend Benedict Arnold caught word. This sparked some inner patriot in the young lad that then got him to join the colonial. Benedict's first major fight was at Fort Ticonderoga, where Benedict went alone with no army, hoping to recruit people along the way. So yeah, that went as well as you would expect, but Benedict found someone. That someone was the Green Mountain Boys, led by Ethan Allen, who had the exact same plan. So in the night, Benedict and the Green Mountain Boys snuck up on the fort and caught the British in their sleep, taking the fort and getting lots of guns and supplies for the war. This was one of Benedict's first victories and was quite an important one for the war. Although Benedict helped quite a bit in this battle, he was given no credit and Ethan Allen took almost all of it. So in all honesty, that probably contributed to his decisions later in the war from that point on. Later that year, Benedict was sent out to invade Quebec with around 700 men by General George Washington. This task had Benedict march through the thick wilderness of northern U.S. and lower Canada. At the time, this was quite the undertaking and was very impressive. Benedict went on this journey with General Richard Montgomery. The 700 strong army fought the British, attacking a very well fortified city and were uh, abused left and right before and after the battle. So it went about as well as you would assume, and Montgomery was killed and Arnold was severely wounded, causing them to retreat back to the States. Later, Benedict Arnold was promoted to brigadier general. In 1776, Benedict constructed a flotilla, which sounds a lot like an old Godzilla movie, but no, it's a very huge collection of ships acting like a mobile fort. Arnold's flotilla inflicted heavy losses on the British in Lake Champlain. This involved a little bit of crazy thought, and he acted a bit impatient during all this, making some officers mad at him. Arnold was held as a hero, though, and things were looking up for him. In 1777, Congress had the fun idea of creating some new generalships, and Arnold was expecting to be repaid for his great victories, but sadly for him, he would be passed over for a position, and instead the positions were given to some junior comrades. Benedict was outraged by this, and only General Washington's persuasion kept him from leaving the cause. A few small months later, Benedict proved his abilities and crushed a British attack on Danbury. For this, Benedict got a taste of what he wanted and was made a major general. This was not enough, though, for Benedict, and he still felt mistreated, like a middle child who does better than his siblings but is still shunned away. Still, Mad about it all, Benedict helped with halting the British from taking Upper New York to stop the British from cutting off their supply lines. Using some military tactics, Benedict won a battle at Fort Stanwix in August of that year. He helped fight in the Battle of Saratoga, fighting extremely brave and extravagantly. This was until he was wounded very badly. For this, he was put back on top at his old rank, but at what cost? His army being crippled, he could not do as much as previously, so he was put in charge of Philadelphia to keep things in check in early 1778. This was something that brought out more of Arnold, as he partied with rich families that were avid loyalists. Arnold went on to throw lavish parties and he violated many state and military rules, getting in trouble with the state's executive council, who then put charges on him for the Supreme Court. After hearing this, Benedict Arnold signed himself up for a court-martial to clear his name. In 1779, Arnold married Margaret Peggy, a deep loyalist to the British, later, which has been suggested may have been influenced by Peggy to start making secret talks with the British. In 1780, Arnold told the British that America was planning to invade Canada, a very dangerous act. He eventually told them that he may be put in charge of West Point, handing over many secrets in turn for 20,000 British pounds, which in today's money would be around 4,290,692 pounds. In dollars, this is around 5,393,249 dollars. That's a lot of guacamole. The plan went to bust, though, after his contact, John Andre, was caught and executed. Arnold had no way of fixing this and would be hanged as a traitor if he was caught, so he escaped by ship. This made Arnold hated by many and would make him go down as one of the biggest American traitors in history. His reputation was further ruined when he led a raid on New London in 1781. At the end of the year, Arnold headed to England and was unable to receive a regular commission in the British Army. So this made him pursued other ventures, like buying land in Canada and traveling the West Indies. But this didn't go so well, so he eventually settled in jolly old London. In the end, Benedict died on June 14th, 1801, from edema, which is basically a very extreme case of bloating in the body's vessels. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it. Here are some of my sources.